We're going to be talking about 5 creative down payment sources for home buyers. And this is going to be the Dean talking to us. Scotty,
Okay.
break it down.
I have 5 creative sources for down payment.
I just said that.
I don't know about.
How many?
Do you have 6?
I'm confirming the fact that there is actually 5.
Do you have 6?
I'm sure we can.
I'll see if I can think
It
of
depends
one.
on how
that'd
creative
be
you
fun.
want me to get.
Well,
I'll come up with something.
easy, Scott. Easy, baby.
Okay,
All right.
so when you think of down payment, sometimes there are opportunities to get money for down payment that the lenders will accept that you may or may not have thought of. The first one that's really kind of a big deal this time of the year is tax refunds.
Yeah.
Hey.
If you get a tax refund from your income tax, that's considered source and seasoned. So you can take that tax check that lands in your bank account, and you can use that immediately as down payment. The documentation that you'll need for that is make a copy of your refund check before depositing it into your bank account.
Or
So
make a
you
copy of
lot
your
of-
statement if it's direct deposit?
A lot
if
of
it's
people
direct
are
deposit,
depositors.
yeah. If it's direct deposit, it'll say IRS, and if you have a copy of,
You'll see
probably
Treasury on the statement.
your
It'll show
your
up
tax
as US
returns.
Treasury.
Maybe there's probably not any other.
I've never
way.
actually seen one of those, but I've heard of them. I've
You've
heard
heard of
that's
them.
what happens. Yeah.
You self-employed peoples.
I know. Pay.
Second one is insurance payouts and court awards are the same type of things. So if you get a payment like an insurance settlement or something from a court award and you get a lump sum, you can use that as a down payment for a home. That doesn't have to be sourced and seasoned. You do need to document, where the money came from, and you have to pretty much document everything. So if you have a copy of the settlement and the check going into your account or whatever.
I'm assuming we're talking about these 5 because, as we've talked about on past shows, sometimes when money just pops up, it screws the whole system up.
Well, yeah,
If
you
you can't trace it.
You can't get money from a friend. You can't get.
I don't have those kind of friends.
You can't
Money from the colchon or anything.
You
like
can't
that,
use what's called mattress money, which is you can't have a coin jar and buy a house with that.
That's a big piggy.
How about can
Yeah.
you win a football pool? And
No, you can't win
no?
a football
Okay.
pool.
What about poker money?
Gambling.
Never won a
gambling
football pool, Frank.
Yeah, gambling winnings is not one of those 5 creative. That doesn't make it to the list.
It's creative, but it's not on the list.
Yeah.
What's number 3?
Sell personal property. You can
eBay.
Sell, you can sell a
Craigslist.
car.
Shh, don't say that.
You can sell a car, and the proceeds from the sale of the car, as long as you have the documentation to show the bill of sale and the transfer and the money coming in, you can use that as source and season funds because you own the personal property.
Can you do a title loan against the car?
No, that would be a loan.
That's a loan. You're ultimately refinancing and taking money.
Damn it.
It's like a second loan on your house.
Number 4, many retirement funds and 401ks allow to take money to borrow against your 401k or your loan. Sometimes they have restrictions, but usually for the down payment of a home is not one of those restrictions. So a lot of times you can borrow against your own 401k
Without
and it's
penalty?
possible.
Don't you have
If
to
it's
pay like a
for-
big chunk?
No. That's one of the. That's probably one of the exceptions. That it depends. I mean, there isn't just one retirement account. So
Right.
whoever manages the retirement account, I've heard of a lot of 401ks, a lot of retirement accounts that will let you do it without penalty. If it's for the purpose of a home.
For the purpose
you
of
have
a first home.
Yeah, of a purchase of a first home. And you have
Because
to
it's
show.
considered an asset, or because you're kind of moving from one investment to another investment?
I think
or-
it's just a smart way for retirement funds to differentiate themselves and provide more value to
Oftentimes, what I see the most is that usually if you're taking a loan out, you'll need to pay it back within like 5 years. That seems to be something common. Also know that you can't take all of it out. You're going to be capped, and usually it's anywhere between 10 to 15%.
Yeah,
You can only take out 10 or 15% of your
Usually,
401k?
right.
Wow.
Again, like Scott said,
Well, I've
it's going
seen
to
it
be
limited
specific.
to like 10,000.
Anybody got a
Yeah.
calculator?
And I'm
not
gonna-
to exceed.
Right. So the main thing here is to talk to your HR person. They can hook you up with the asset manager, and each one is going to be created differently. But this is kind of what I see as a norm. Like you said, 10,000.
Well, that's $35 for me, so
Nice.
I'm not sure how much that's going to help. It'll pay one of those crazy fees that show up on the
All
document.
my money's in tech stocks.
Document fee, driving the paperwork over to your office fee.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
We just screamed through this.
Yeah, I know it's a very short segment for you, Scott.
Well, yeah. I thought you guys would be talking more trash. You're just
No
sitting here.
epilogue.
Well, how can we talk trash? These are great pieces of information.
We need a
You
rant.
are a nugget factory,
Oh,
sir.
so you mean if we actually have valuable information, then there's no trash talking? We'll be done in 35 minutes.
No, you're staying right with the mantra of the show: valuable information delivered clearly, concisely, and with a little bit of sarcasm.
Where are we? Number 5.
Number
I don't
5.
think so.
Okay. Number 5 is sometimes your employers have special home purchase programs where your employer will actually
Name
give
A
one.
you
lot
a
of them
loan.
don't have them right now.
Name one.
What I'm saying.
Anybody?
My
Anybody?
employer.
Bueller? Anybody? Bueller?
No,
Na-
larger corporations used to. Many of them.
What are they
many
like?
Of them may not. I said these are creative, not widely available.
Okay, expand on that.
do you
What is
want?
that like? What kind of what is the program like that some employers, very few, might have right now for employees? What do they do for them?
Oh, they'll give them a loan. So it's
But
like
then it's a loan.
Well, yeah, but it's an advance. It's an advance, and then it'll be. I guess
Slowly
they pay it
deducted out of your
slowly
stuff.
deducted out of their
Yeah.
checks. But the point is, lenders will accept that.
So my employer
So-
can give me a loan.
So
For a down payment.
So if
If
I
they
want to buy,
offer it.
if I want to buy a
Well,
home,
why not?
so if I want to buy a home, Frank can't lend me $10,000 for the down payment of a home.
What if
because
he's your
we're not
boss?
because we're not related. But if I work for Frank, and Frank has a
Ah.
documented employer housing contribution program
Yeah.
that I can
Google
give
it.
that I can give that document to the lender and say this is a program that my employer has in place, then we can use that money as a down payment that's acceptable.
Frank has the Helping Out a Friend program. Yeah, it's official.
It is.
So
And the PhD.
and the PhD.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So-
thought of one.
Hey,
Oh, we have a
Six.
we have a 6.
we have a 6. Let's expand
Yeah,
on this segment since we have like
What
3
about
more minutes.
city programs?
So, and I'm just
Well,
gonna.
we'll get to that.
I have somebody that I collected unemployment. So
Mhm.
nowadays they put it on like a little debit card.
Yeah.
And you just go. Who knew? So she hadn't used it, and what happened? She had that transferred over to her account, and I was, a little nervous because it was like a little boof. But I was able to collect the bank statement. I was able to collect, proof of the transfer, and I was able to source that and able to use that.
Wow.
So she went
So
from being
EDD
on
money.
unemployment to buying a
It
house?
was
I was
only
getting-
for a couple months, but
Oh, okay. So it was just
Yeah.
for a
Oh.
couple months because they say typically
I was able to bridge
being on
it.
unemployment
I've heard that
Yes.
a few people are unemployed right now.
creates a gap.
So that was something.
Would you
that-
say Chadap?
So worst case scenario.
Oh God, I'm gonna miss
Worst
that.
case scenario though is funds typically have to be sourced and seasoned. So and that means that it has to be in your bank account for 60 days.
I just like that.
So
sourced
even
and
though I
seasoned.
can't borrow money from Frank in order to get a down payment, if Frank gave me money or I borrowed money from Frank and it sat in my account for at least 2
60.
months,
yeah, like
then,
that's gonna
then I
happen.
could use it.
Yeah.
Frank's gonna lend you money. I don't think so.
How many listens did you put?
HEPA friend program.
You got a better shot at Obama coming up with a good idea for housing reform. than
Ooh.
Frank
Dun,
giving
dun,
you.
Ba-dum, bunk.
But dun, dun. Okay,
So there we
did-
go.
That's a
Did I
break it down? I didn't even have to say break it down, and Scotty broke it down.
Wasn't this some old post you posted on